In a previous video, I asked you guys, what is the main thing that you're struggling with when it comes to starting a handmade business? And luckily, a good few of you replied, and I noticed a bit of a trend where a lot of the main struggles sort of boiled back down to this main kind of group of fears and anxiety over starting a handmade or craft business. And so for this video, I thought it would be cool to share some advice and some anecdotes and some stories from my own experience and career. And who knows, maybe it will help you, or maybe it'll just put a bit of wind in your sails. So before we dive in, this video is sponsored by me. If you're looking to get started in a craft or a handmade business and you're looking for a bit of advice, then basically I send out free tips and advice and free stuff to my email list, normally on a weekly basis. Sometimes a bit less frequently, but sometimes more frequently. So if you'd like some free stuff, there's a link down in the description. Join my email list. I'll send you over a guide to making bentwood rings and information about my course or courses soon to be in the future. So yeah, links below in the description. Now, if you're anything like me, you could bombard me all day with cheesy motivational quotes from Pinterest. Like, fear doesn't exist anywhere but in your mind. Or, your dreams don't have an expiry date, so take a deep breath and try again. You could bombard me with that sort of stuff all day and I would still genuinely soil myself if you asked me to do something scary like, I don't know, hold a tarantula in my hands or go shopping in Pandora. But I get it. Starting something new is daunting and overwhelming, and your head gets filled with all these different thoughts. Things like, I don't know, my products are never going to be good enough. They're not perfect, so I can't sell them. Now's not the right time. What if I fail? What will other people think of me if I start a craft business or a handmade business and I fail? What if I bite off more than I can chew? I don't understand all this techie stuff. Whatever am I meant to do? What if I risk my time and my money? I get it. I did it all once. It's nerve-wracking and daunting and scary all at the same time. But don't let that put you off from taking your first steps on this journey, because the rewards, when you overcome those fears, are fucking awesome. So, like I said before, I've done it all. I started my Etsy shop from my kitchen table with no clue what to do. And since then, I've embarked on other ventures that have honestly induced a borderline panic disorder. But let me share some advice with you, which I learned over the years, which people have shared with me. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe you'll overcome your fears. So, let's start with other people. What will they think? What will happen if I fail? Will everyone laugh at me? Will they all think that I'm a deadbeat loser? Who cares? Who cares? I don't know who said it. I want to say Jim Carrey, but I might be wrong. So if I am wrong about this, correct me in the comments. But a quote I remember hearing, which changed my life, was something along the lines of, don't worry what other people think about you, because most other people hate themselves. Everyone's so busy getting wrapped up in their own internal monologues and their own fears and their own worries. Don't worry about them. They hate themselves anyway. So don't let them put you off, because you've got a lot to gain from this. Alright, what's next on the list? Not being perfect, or the feeling my work isn't good enough. It's not 11 out of 10. I'll never be the best at my craft, so people will never buy my work. I think that everybody feels like this, even the people who are at the top of their game. Like, I've been doing this for like 7 years now, 5 years full time, and I still feel inadequate. But the truth of the matter is that you don't need to be the best in the business to make a good living with your craft. As long as you turn up for your customer, you deliver a great service, you build a good quality product with your hands, and you have a willingness to learn, then you're golden. That's all you need. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be 11 out of 10. You probably don't even need to be 7 out of 10. If you've got a few tools and you know how to use them and a unique idea or a unique spin on an existing idea, then you're probably leagues ahead of most people, and a lot of people can't even use their hands to make things. So, you know, you'd be surprised at how much respect people have for even the most basic of craftsmen. Plus, you can always just slap the label rustic on it and you'll probably sell. What's next? Oh, the best one. What if I fail? What if I fail, man? Whatever will anyone think of me if I fail in my handmade business or anything will I start? So I'm going to share with you now a piece of sage advice that was given to me when I was a young man by probably the most important person in my life, which is my mum. And I remember we were driving to school. I was like 16 on my way to my maths GCSE exam. And I was bricking it, man. I was so nervous. I literally felt like I didn't know any maths at all. I was convinced I would fail. And all of my friends' parents had been giving them a really hard time. You know, if you don't pass your GCSEs or you don't get this grade, then, you know, you're getting punished somehow or you're grounded or whatever. And so I was sitting in the car really nervous. And I turned to my mum and I was just like, oh, hey, I'm really, really nervous about this exam. I think I'm probably going to fail and I don't want to let you down. And she just turned around to me and she said, Dan, it doesn't matter if you fail, just do it again. It blew my mind. That blew my mind. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And she was like, well, don't worry, if you fail, just do it again. Just go back and do your GCSE next year when you're in college. And if you fail it then, go and do it the year after. It doesn't matter. You go in your entire life. And that advice actually has stuck with me and I've used it throughout my entire adult life. Failing is really important. It teaches you lessons and it gives you like a mental toughness. And, you know, that's the best way to learn is by making mistakes. Do you think that Tony Hawk became a pro skateboarder by never falling off? Do you think Tyson Fury became a heavyweight world champion without getting knocked out in the 12th round by Deontay Wilder? No, you must fail. It's a learning experience. Embrace the failure, bro. Hopefully you put that one to rest now. If my mum's advice isn't good enough for you, then I don't know what is. Okay, and then the kind of group of main fears that I've noticed all come back to, if I start a handmade business, I'm risking my money or I'm risking my time or my energy. Some iteration of it's risky. It is, no doubt, it's risky and it's hard and you'll have lots to learn and you'll mess things up and things will go wrong and you'll tear your hair out and you'll lose sleep. But the rewards to doing this are so awesome. I can't even describe to you how much starting a craft business changed my life. And actually, when you look at it from the full perspective, when you zoom out all the way, you notice that it's not just about you. There are lots of other people in your life who depend on you. So think of it this way, even if you're not full-time, even if you're just kind of starting a business to make a bit of side income, then imagine how amazing it'd be to have an extra £500 a month coming in. What you could do with it. You could take your kids on holiday. You could take your girlfriend or your husband or whatever on nice dates. You could go socialise with your friends. You could go and do fun things with your family. So it's not just about you. There are other people who rely on you. And actually, one awesome thing that I've learned over the years is that when you build up a brand and an audience, you can actually use that power to help other people. like a while back, probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, a really close friend of mine, one of my best friends in the world, got into a horrifying accident. He lost his home and was in the burns unit for months in rehab. And that was absolutely horrific. But his close friends started a fundraising campaign where they managed to raise like something insane, like 15 grand, to help him and his girlfriend to kind of get back on their feet and recover. And obviously I straight away donated to the fundraiser from my own money, what I could afford. But then I was able to kind of leverage my audience, and I was able to put on a raffle on my Instagram for a ring and raise like another 250 odd pounds. So that was amazing. And just this week, I've run a charity auction on my Instagram to help raise money for one of my friend's mothers who's an MS sufferer who's looking to kind of upgrade her wheelchair. So it's amazing, man. It's not just about you. You can build this up and improve your own life and others around you, as well as maybe even strangers you've never even met before. You know, you could give to charity and make a difference to the world. God, I got a bit deep. I got a bit deep there. Sorry everyone. I got a bit deep. But it's true. So, I hope that this allayed your fears. There's a lot in it for you. Obviously, it's going to be scary. And you're going to have a lot of stuff to do and learn. But all the information is out there. And, you know, as long as you've got a little bit of skill and a can-do attitude, you got this, bro. So, if you enjoyed the video, do the YouTube stuff. Like it and share it or whatever and subscribe. But mainly, if you want more contact from me and more information and more help and more freebies about business and ting, then join my email list. Links down below in the description. So, stay safe and I will see you in the next one.